to another edition of The Many Thoughts I Have, but this edition is a special one because I am doing a Thoughts with Friends episode, and my first friends coming on board is the M2 crew from Carpool Gaming, Ron and Matt. Hello, how you guys doing?
Hello, Koala community. Hello to you. It's Ron, Savoy Prime, the bear.
Yes.
Hola.
Thanks for having us, Fully. Yeah, very excited. Very excited to be here for a special episode.
Yeah, and this is the first time I'm actually having guests on my show, so...
See, so it's appropriate. M2 style. Yes.
M2 style, let's go.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we are here today. I thought, considering that the February episode of The Many Thoughts I Have was about anime and all the animes that I have seen and my favorites and all that sort of stuff, I thought that this month would be a good chance to talk about our favorite husbandos and waifus.
Yes, excellent.
But not limited to anime. It can also come from manga or from games. So
Yes.
Wonderful.
yeah, so we're just gonna kick it right off. Ron, how about you start off with your first waifu or husbando?
All right. It was very difficult trying to come up with just 5 because it rotates so much, but I got to put representation out there for all the waifus. Yes. So I decided to sit here and show some love to Judith from Tales of Vesperia. Judith is she's great. She's very good looking, curves in the right places, and her fighting is fantastic. She is a must-have in my party because she hits like a tank. She's great, and her dialogue is fantastic. Tales of Vesperia is just a fantastic game all around anyway, but to me, it's one of the goats of the Tales series. But Judith, gotta shout her out. She's fantastic. First waifu I gotta mention.
Can
Very
you
nice.
romance her in this game? You can romance
Unfortunately
her. Unfortunately
not. In the Tales of games, at least I don't know about the newer ones. The newest one, I'm not sure, because I have it, but I have not played Arise yet. But unfortunately in Vesperia, no, they're just there to look at. That's their, unfortunately.
Okay, so you can't romance her, but like, I'm probably not gonna play this game, so you can spoil it for me at the very least. Is there a romantic relationship that spews like in the storyline? Like you can't control it, but like, is there romance? Is there flirting? Like, I'm just kind of curious, like what sparked her to be a wife?
In some of the Tales games there is, like in Symphonia and Zillia, there is. But
yes,
in this one, this is a very dark storyline. Vesperia is very different from the other Tales games, so it's very dark. But there are hints that he enjoys certain characters a little bit more than the others, but that's it. That's all you're gonna get out of it. No. Hey, this is gonna be my romance for the whole game, and it would have been nice. But unfortunately, they didn't take it that route.
All right.
interesting.
Yes, Koala. There she
there's
is.
the image.
There
So
she
this
is.
is because this is only an audio podcast. You guys are gonna have to just Google it for yourselves. I'm just
This is
showing.
good, though. I want you guys to see. So this is great.
Thank you.
She's
got very helpful.
She's got an interesting outfit, I will say.
Hey, that outfit is made for battles. Okay.
I'm gonna say that is a combat-ready outfit.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
exactly
Squirrel.
what I
Yes.
saw. There's
right.
armor, there's flexibility. Right away, I knew exactly this is for battle. She's a warrior.
And she's a dragoon. She's a dragoon, so she has to move fast. She can't have heavy armor
Yes.
weighing her down on the battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be fully covered because then there's no flexibility. Clearly,
Exactly.
It's
And
not
how
how
the
this
enemies-
works.
You don't also need to show off all the skin, do you?
No. This distracts the enemy. See, it's a tactic. It's a tactical.
Oh, I see. I
Yes,
see.
yes.
It's
They're
a
too-
distraction.
Yeah, they're too busy oogling her, and they can't see her coming. Give them the good old stabby stab, and it's over.
Oh my god.
It is. It's very smart. It's a very clever way to prepare for battle.
Yes, Matt. See, Matt gets it.
interesting.
Matt gets it.
Yes.
That is interesting. Okay, well, Matt, what's your first pick?
My first, just I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. Like all of mine are from video games. Like I did think a little bit about anime, but spoiler alert, I don't really watch a lot of anime. I haven't watched anime in 20 years. So when I went back to my history, I was like, were there any anime waifus that stood out to me back then? Nothing particularly that jumped out. At least not as prevalent as the video game characters. So my first one, it's got to be Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Like when you meet her the first time in Resident Evil 1, whether it's the OG or even like the remake, she's pretty serious, and I mean it's a serious situation. Like you're trapped in a mansion with zombies, and you don't know what's really happening. And this is the first time that Jill and the rest of the crew are encountering these zombies, so how they're reacting is quite realistic, and so they're quite scared, they're not sure what to do. And in my opinion, like if you're going hardcore into like Resident Evil lore, like some people say, we really should be shipping Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. But my perspective, especially in that first game, like it really feels like a solid friendship relationship. And even like the way he treats her, it's almost like a sister thing. And even if you jump ahead to Resident Evil 5, like, because they redesigned Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 5, where she's more visually appealing in Resident Evil 5.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like it's very obvious that Chris and Jill, they kind of see each other as, best friends, brother and sister. They're not crossing that line.
That's right. Friend zoned. Friend zoned.
Yes. Friend zone, which is fine. It's admirable, it's respectable. But she's top of my waifu list, truthfully, really because of Resident Evil 3 Remake. She looks, yes, that is her from Resident Evil 5. She looks phenomenal. Again, yes, for audio listeners, Fully put up another picture where it's Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 5 in her tactical suit that is required, again, for combat purposes. Yes, it is for combat purposes, to infiltrate, and defeat Wesker.
That's right.
And Jill Valentine gets quite the overhaul in Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I'll be quite frank, she's very beautiful, very easy on the eyes.
Respectfully,
can't
of
help
course.
myself.
Respectfully. Yes.
Obviously. For the entire episode.
Yes. Always respectful.
Why she's... Always. But she's at the top of my list just because of her personality and just the arc that she gets through in Resident Evil 3 Remake. She is the definition.
Personality, too.
That's right. Playing for the plot here, Ron. Obviously. Always for the plot.
Oh, boy.
She is such... What? It's true.
Yes.
What else do you play Resident Evil games for?
Personality, yes.
All right.
It's
Which
personality
Jill
and plot.
Valentine from which Resident Evil do you prefer?
Resident Evil 3 Remake. Yeah.
3.
Just she is such a badass in that game. She holds her own against Nemesis like nobody's business. She does not need to be rescued. That's right. You know what's up, Ron. That's right.
Oh yeah.
She's quite the looker. And yeah, she holds her own. She does not need to be rescued. Like she's saving people. She's rescuing Carlos. She's saving
She
Brad.
ain't no damsel in distress, I believe.
She is not a damsel in distress. And it's just so attractive to see a woman so confident with herself and taking charge. And you wreck Nemesis. And Nemesis is this 9-foot tall monster with he's got tentacles, a rocket launcher, a flamethrower, everything that doesn't make sense for a monster to have against a human being, and yet she still kicks ass. And it is satisfying to, do the perfect dodges and parrying. And yeah, just seeing her change from Resident Evil 1, even from Resident Evil 5 and going into 3 Remake. And like I said, I'm a big fan of the redesign. I'm a big fan, right? And like I said, she's confident with herself, and yeah, just absolutely adore her. Top waifu for sure. You see why, Fulia? You see why?
Choice.
Well, I
Nice
suppose.
choice.
You suppose.
Look, I haven't played
Goodness.
any of the Resident Evil games, so I don't know what the personality is like. I'm just going by face values.
It's all right. The personality is also in the visual.
That is true.
All right, if you say so.
Wow.
You can't see your personality visual. That's true. You can see what kind of person she is.
Yes.
We can pull more pictures for you. We can get a better look at her personality.
I think everybody got it. They can Google it themselves. It's fine.
Well.
But
Well, I'm excited to hear who's on your list, Fulia.
Yeah, same.
yes, well, since we're all starting off with a game, I'm gonna also jump in with a game, Husbando this time.
Okay.
And
Jeez.
this is gonna be no surprise to many, especially you two.
Oh, here we go.
But
Here we go. It's going to be my
I'm sure
boy.
it's for his personality.
oh
Obviously.
yeah, it's for his personality, but also
Of course it is.
for
Of
his
course.
voice, because
Oh,
he's got a very nice voice, very
He does. That is correct.
Yes, the
Whoa.
voice
Whoa,
just.
whoa,
Look at that. Whoa. Calm your
Keep
far.
it PG for yeah. Come on, let's be respectful. Slow down, please.
Oh, and she was talking about us behaving ourselves.
I know.
Hey, this is my podcast. I do what I like.
Wow.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so my first pick is from Final Fantasy 16.
Do it.
Yes, it is.
But is
you
he
did.
going to be Sid or Clive, though?
Take a guess.
I'm going to go with
I'm
Clive.
not sure, actually. I was gonna say
It's
Clive.
a hard
but
choice, but I'm going to go with
But
Clive,
if you
though.
pick Sid, I don't blame you if you pick Sid. But I'm gonna go with Clive still.
It's Adolphus.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that. All right.
I can see why.
Adolphus Telemon, that deep voice. Oof. Very
Look at
nice.
that hair, though. That Vidal Sassoon hair. Look at it. That's
The
stylish
hair-
right there.
He is a very suave man. He is a very suave man.
Right.
But he's also a very protective man. He will go to the ends of the earth to protect his people, his daughter. Like, he'll do anything to make sure that everybody is safe. He is also he's got the power of Bahamut as well in this game. And yeah,
Oh.
he used to be like a thief. But
Okay.
then he turned to the people who got shunned by like citizens of like towns and stuff, and has been helping them through their lives. It's been a while since I last played the game, so I'm forgetting terminologies and what they call the people and all that sort of thing. But the ones that were marked, how Clive had the mark when he was became a soldier of this town. Oh my gosh, my brain is just not working. But yeah, Sid was there for those who got cast out, essentially, and was there to make sure that everybody had a place, a roof over their heads, food in their belly. He's such a great leader, but he's also he's got this very carefree personality. He does not care about what other people think about him, and you can tell that throughout the game. But he is very easy on the eyes as well. I'm just going to put it
Look
out
at
there.
you.
Yes. So
personality.
before
Yes.
There you go.
Clive caught my eye, because Clive didn't catch my eye until later in the game, maybe sort of halfway through. Sid, the moment I met Sid, I just melted.
Oh, look at that. Whoa. He's a handsome fellow, though. So, hey,
He is.
understandable.
Very
And
much.
he's got it sounds like he's got a good heart. But fully, I want to ask, because
Yes.
I've not played Final Fantasy 16. So if you had to classify Sid, is he like a bad boy, or is he like a rule follower? I'm just kind of curious, because you said he's got a good heart.
He's got
He
a good
doesn't care
heart,
what
but
people say.
he's definitely a bit more of a bad guy, like a bad boy kind of a
Ah,
personality.
okay.
I knew it as soon as you said he was a thief. I was like, oh, this is why Koala likes him.
He's a bad boy. Gotcha.
Likes,
Oh yeah,
likes
good
the
catch,
old,
Ron.
likes the old thieves, see?
So yeah, he's
Yeah,
got a
the
bit
bad
of a bad
boys.
boy
Yep.
personality, but he's got a good heart. Like his heart's in the right place when it comes to looking after his people and his family and all that sort of thing. And like I said, he'll go to the ends of the earth to save his daughter's life, to do anything for her. So yeah.
So I need to ask then. I need
yes.
to ask, if somebody were to date Sid, do they need to fix him, or he's good to go? He's gonna be good in that relationship. He's gonna treat you right, or is he so damaged with he doesn't care about other people? He's stealing. Do you have to fix him? How much of a bad boy is he? That's what I want to ask. Do you gotta fix this guy?
I don't think he'd be the type to be in a relationship. I think he was a one and done type of person, especially
Yeah, all right,
considering the
Sid.
fact,
Yeah, that's my kind of guy right there, dog.
Okay.
especially
Okay.
considering that he has a daughter. So obviously, he was with someone at one point, but he's just, from what we got from the game, he wasn't the type of person to go out of his way to be in a relationship. He's mostly
Rolling
the type of guy that
Rolling Stone.
has fun, essentially.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Bad boy at heart. Okay.
You
Yeah.
can
Got
look
it
at him
now.
and tell. You can tell he's about that life, Matt.
Yeah, and especially
Yeah,
and
now I can see that.
yeah, if you hear his voice, you'll probably melt too. It's so husky and deep.
I believe you.
He does. He doesn't have a husky, like gravelly, like almost voice. That voice. That voice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It is very nice.
Oh man.
Yeah. So back to you, Ron. Who's your next pick on the list?
So, I had to go with a recent anime that I enjoyed a lot. I'm gonna go with Psycho from Dan to Dan. She's supposed to be a granny, but I have never seen a granny that looks like her. Psycho is fine. she is fine. And it helps that she's funny. She has personality. But yeah, I was not expecting that when they kept talking about her, and one of the characters kept mentioning that about their granny. I was expecting an older lady, because you think about a granny, you're thinking about somebody who's old, wrinkles, stuff like that. Especially in the anime.
Honestly, I was trying to Google an image, and I was expecting to see an old lady as well,
Yeah.
but she ain't no old lady.
Exactly.
Whoa,
So when she
please,
finally shows
I
up, I'm
see.
kind of just like, this is your granny?
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There's Granny.
Now,
Okay.
Matt, what you're not seeing is that she has quite the figure on her as well.
It's hard to find
Quite
a
the
picture
personality.
of her with
Quite
a
the
full
personality,
figure.
right?
Oh yeah.
Like
Okay.
there are some like good shot like
Right there.
Okay, this
There.
this
Yep,
one
Matt,
I
you see
suppose.
it. She's very fit for a granny. Or not even just fit for a granny. She's just fit in general.
Yeah.
She exercises.
She's got some curves. She's got some curves on her. So apparently she's also
She
working
does.
out and somehow beating, the whole aging thing. Whatever she's doing, keep it up. Because yeah, that's probably the finest granny that you will probably ever see ever. Psycho, fantastic. And also watch Dan to Dan. Dan to Dan is a great anime. It's funny. If you enjoy things like Fooly Cooly, I don't see why you wouldn't enjoy that. So you need to watch that as well. Not just for Psycho, but for everything.
I've been curious about Dan to Dan because I keep seeing it pop up everywhere, and everybody at work is talking about it, and I'm just like, is this really gonna be an anime for me? I'm not sure.
I say you try it. It's crazy. It is wild. I mean, that's why I say the closest thing I could really put to the way it is Fooly Cooly, because Fooly Cooly was very crazy, and I love it. And I think that's the reason why, because Fooly Cooly is one of my favorite animes of all time. So
I don't think I've even watched
falls right
that.
in there. Oh yeah, you need to. That's just wild. But yeah, I think you should give it a chance. I want to say probably about like that second, third episode. If you're not feeling it, then it might not be for you. Because like I said, it is wild and crazy. There's no there's no logic to it. It just goes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Ron, I gotta ask because
Yeah.
looking at this picture that Fully showed to us, listeners, you have to look it up. Yes, she is quite attractive. Is that something that's recognized in the show? Like the writers are aware that they've created an attractive character. Like, do people hit on her? Does she get into romantic situations, or no? Like they just pretend that she's not very attractive at all.
In the first season, they haven't done anything like romance-wise, but you can tell that the creators of the show, they know that she's sexy because they put her in situations where she's at the house and she's wearing skippy outfits, got skippy shorts on and stuff, certain ways that she's like laying when they're eating food and stuff. So the creators, they know. They know what they're doing.
They picked up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Good pick, Ron. Excellent
Matt,
pick.
so who's next up for you?
I'm gonna stick within Resident Evil before I
Okay.
move on to different franchises. From the same series, from the same game, it is going to have to be a Husbando. It's going to be Carlos. It's very specifically.
I
though.
was not expecting Carlos to show up.
Yes, and let me explain why. It's going to be
Okay.
Carlos, and it's very specific. It's got to be the one from Resident Evil 3 Remake. I know there's more obvious choices, obviously, like Leon, S. Rank Kennedy, and like Chris Redfield. And yes, like, they're visually, handsome men. But I feel like Carlos in Resident Evil 3 remake, he's just got so much swag. Like he is so cool in this game. Especially this person has the biggest glow up. Like if you see and if you play the OG of Resident Evil 3, Carlos, like it's not sleazy, but it's just like
Damn.
he has no game. He has no game. Like because he does try to flirt with Jill, and it's just like you laugh at him because it's so pathetic,
Oh,
but it's
it
just kind of
falls
like
flat, huh? Oh, man.
it falls flat and it's just like annoying. Like he's not even a likable character in the OG. So like yeah, when he kind of like does some flirting and when he does some stuff, it's just kind of like okay, dude, whatever. Just stop, just do your thing as whatever. So to see this glow up, and it's like okay, like visually, yeah, he looks much better, but personality wise, like because he still does flirt with Jill, but it's withdrawn. Like he holds back, so it's not overt, it's not overbearing, and it's at the right moments to to play on like certain tense situations. Like there's this one line he keeps it from the old game, I think, which is like because I think she says like, "Oh, you might have died or something. Like, why would you do that?" And then he says, "I wouldn't leave you in a cold, cruel, colorless world." And it just the way he delivers it, it's funny, right? Yeah, and she kind of like
That's
and it's a
actually
serious
kind of smooth,
situation.
though. I got to give him points for that. That's all right.
It is smooth, and it's just the way he delivers it. Like it's such a tense situation, so that it kind of like
man.
breaks the tension. Whereas I feel like in the OG when I'm pretty sure he says that line, it just comes off desperate and just kind of ham. Like it's just, yeah, like the writers, the directors, like they just did such a much a better job at kind of like making more reserved, right? Like
Okay.
not desperate. That's the word, desperate. The OG Carlos is so desperate, it's just gross. Whereas this one, like he's got swag, but he's got a mission, like and he doesn't need to try. Like he's just let's be confident, be yourself, and flirt with Jill Sandwich Valentine, see where it goes later. So yeah, he's my pick over all the other dudes that show up in Resident Evil. And that's not that they're not good looking, but just out of all of them, I feel like he has more swag, in my opinion. In my opinion.
All right, man. All
Okay.
right.
Interesting.
Fulio, what do you think? What do you think? I know it's just based off picture in my description, but he's an excellent pick, right, Ron? Carlos.
I think so. Yeah, Carlos looked all right, man. He's a handsome fellow. I don't know if he's as grizzled as Koala would like. She got a thing for the grizzled-looking guys.
He does need a bit of a
Oh.
haircut, I will say. It's a bit too shaggy.
Yeah, it was an interesting
too
choice.
shaggy.
It's just because, well, his hair's I think it's like orange and red or something like that. Or no, it is brown, but it is long in the OG. So I guess like if you went short, then it's like, is it really Carlos? Because yeah, he doesn't look like that in
Yeah,
in
you
the
gotta
OG,
keep the
so
vibe. I get it. I get it.
They kept the vibe. But yeah,
He's a handsome
my pick
fellow.
over the other ones. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice pick. Nice
That
pick.
is a good pick, yes.
thank you. Afulia,
All right, Koala, what you got
who's
for
number
us?
2 on your list? Yeah, come on.
All right.
Who's next?
My next pick, I'm going classic anime here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
pretty sure you all know one of my favorite animes of all time. And
Oh,
yes. And
I think I know who it
that
is then.
is-
if it's him, it's a very good pick. If I think it is who I think it is.
yes,
Classic.
it is, of course, Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming.
good pick. Good pick. Good pick for you.
I knew he was going to show up.
The
got swag.
handsome prince
He's got
of
game.
the galaxy.
Yep.
He is such a great character. He's very supportive of Sailor Moon. He will do anything to boost her confidence in a tough situation. And, just whenever he appears, it gives Sailor Moon that little extra courage to keep going and keep fighting and just finish the job. He is also very smooth. His entrances are always great, where he throws down the ropes.
He throws that damn cape around, too. The cape is always flowing. It's always flowing.
It's true.
Always flowing. Definitely. And he just looks so handsome. Just absolutely a handsome guy. If I was, in that world, yeah, definitely I'd be swooning over him too. Just like Usagi.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, his outfit was cool though. I mean,
Yes.
you think about that time frame for the time that Sailor Moon came out. Tuxedo Mask, he was that dude.
Oh yeah. Yep. really great. What kind of threw me off a little bit is when there was like the white tuxedo mask, the white version, or was it the silver? I can't remember the name of it, but he was
that
in
one didn't look as cool though.
Yeah, he was essentially
Yeah,
it was
not to me,
essentially
didn't.
the same version of Mamoru's tuxedo mask, but he was in white instead of black. But I don't know how I felt about him per se, but the OG tuxedo mask, Mamoru, is the best. And he's just, like I said, he's just very, very supportive. He's a very supportive character. And he'll do anything to make sure that Sailor Moon is safe.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Cool,
When
yeah.
you said that
Pick.
classic anime, me and Matt, we knew where you were going. We knew where you were going.
As soon as you said favorite, and I was like, well, Sailor Moon, it's gotta be
Yeah,
your
gotta be
favorite.
Tuxedo Mask. You gotta
Process
be.
of
But-
elimination.
But hey, like I said, great pick, man. Especially for that time frame.
Very
Tuxedo,
good pick.
he was that guy.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He really was.
I had to
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Nah, I think this was one of the animes that I first started watching as a kid, and it was always on like Saturday morning, cartoons, or after school. I'd be watching it, and yeah, it's just always a good time watching Sailor Moon. And recently, I did a watch through of the whole series from start to finish, and I've still got to watch the movies.
Oh
though.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still
How
kind
many
of holds
seasons
up.
are there?
Well, they changed the titles of each of the like eras, I suppose, because it
Okay.
starts off with Sailor Moon, and then it kind of goes into like Super Sailor Moon or Sailor Moon R and S and all that sort of stuff.
Oh.
So they give each kind of like era like a name, like a different
I didn't
title.
even know that Sailor Moon went past the initial run like that. I mean, I knew
Yeah.
it was still
Yeah,
going.
I didn't
but
even know.
I never watched them
Yeah.
after that first, like the actual Sailor Moon arc. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
most
Okay.
so
gonna
every
say.
time so every time the title of her of Sailor Moon changed, it was because she gained an extra new ability that boosted her and made her more powerful. And that's
new
and
to
her
me.
and that's why
Same.
you see certain like Sailor Moon outfits that are a little bit different from the others. From
okay,
the, like
that
especially
explains
from
it
the
then.
original.
I thought that was just somebody
Yeah.
just taking liberties with the Sailor Moon character. Just saying,
No,
a different character. Okay.
there is a reason for her outfit changes over the years. It's because her powers get boosted up with a different ability and all that sort of stuff, and
Look at this.
she
I
just
wasn't
gets more and
expecting
more
to learn
powerful.
anything
Yeah,
today. Look at this.
This is very fascinating because
Yeah, look
I
at
watched
that.
Sailor Moon as a kid too, and then now I'm learning all this new stuff. Didn't know.
Yeah.
Who knew this was going to be an educational podcast? Look
yeah,
at
exactly.
Thought I was just gonna be thirsty and disrespectful.
that. See, we're all kind of full of surprises. Full of surprises.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to keep the Husbando train rolling.
Okay.
And I'm going to sit there and pick Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher series.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Geralt, where can I start? Besides the fact that he's a handsome fellow, he's a grizzled handsome fellow. He's been through some stuff.
Yes.
But he's a badass. He has dad properties because the way he sits there and watches over Ciri, tries to keep her out of trouble, teaches her the way. He's showing that he is a proper father, trying to take care of her. Look at him. Look at. He's just a badass. That's the kind of dude right there that you go into a bar, you know right then and there, I'm not gonna mess with that dude.
Yeah, the moment you see that scar on his face, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's got two
for some
swords.
odd reason,
Yeah.
you run into fools who sit there and actually want to test this guy. Nah, there's some people you just don't do that, and he's one of them. But come on, I knew about him before I even played the games because everybody talked about the first Witcher. My PC at that time couldn't even run the thing if I had tried, so I had to kind of look up from afar on that one. It wasn't until Witcher 3 when I actually got to dive into the series proper and fell in love with the series. Geralt is just the man. Just straight up and down. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And then, like I said before, he's just, the way he takes care of Ciri, he sits there and shows that he can be, a dad-like figure. And the way that he's friends. His friends are kind of loyal to him. He's just a great friend, great father-like figure, and just like I said, just total badass. Geralt is that man.
Okay. So, do you mind if I ask, have you seen the Netflix series?
I have.
Do you like the
have as
casting
well.
of Henry Cavill?
I liked Henry Cavill being Geralt. Yes.
Yeah.
Hemsworth, I'm not very
I haven't watched
sure
that.
about how that one.
Oh,
Has it even
is he
come
not
out
good?
yet?
No,
It
I don't
did,
think it
didn't it?
is. I think it's still
Oh, not
filming.
yet. Oh,
And if it has come
Oh.
out, that goes to show that Hemsworth, I don't know. Like I said, coming behind Henry
Yeah.
Cavill as Geralt, man, I don't know. Henry Cavill was a fan of the series, so he acted like Geralt would. I enjoyed the series. That last season, you could kind of tell where things kind of started to come off the rails, and why Henry Cavill was just kind of
Yep.
like, yeah, I'm not gonna stick with this if you guys are gonna start doing your own thing here. But up until that point, that I thought the Netflix series was great. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a shame that he had to walk away from it. But hey, I mean, at least he had the balls to. Sometimes you get a check from somebody and you kind of like, even though it'll be bad, at least I'm getting paid for it. But I guess Henry was like, I'm not gonna let you do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give him points for that.
true.
Well, at least you got 3 good seasons out of him, right?
Yeah. It's just it's just a shame of what could have been. That's just the bad thing about it. But yeah, but hey, maybe Hemsworth will surprise me. Maybe he'll be.
Yeah, you never know.
He'll be all right. I don't think he'll be able to say and pick up the torch from where Henry Cavill left it, but we'll see. I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance.
Good pick, Ron. I'll be quite frank. I'm a little surprised. I wasn't because, at least in my opinion, like Geralt's not like a typical husbando.
Yeah.
But you're right though. Like I could recognize he's a handsome dude, and like you said, he's got a lot of good qualities to him.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about him is like
you want to talk about being the man. This guy, women see him and they just fall in love
yes.
with him instantly. He doesn't really have to say anything. All he has to do is just walk into town. And it's just like, oh my God, that's Geralt of Rivia.
It's,
The next
it's
thing
the
you know,
aura. It's the aura
Yeah.
he gives off. It's just
Yeah.
like,
True.
I'm
Walks
here.
in.
it's true.
it's Geralt of Rivia. It's The Witcher. And the next thing you know, he's laying him down. He doesn't have to say anything.
Hey, all you need
got-
to do is show the scene where he's in the tub and it's all off the rails.
Oh,
after
the
that.
bathtub scene. Yep.
Oh, Koala, look who's cutting up.
So you're familiar with The Witcher. I didn't know. I didn't know you
I
were a fan
never
of the
played
show.
it. I've only seen like pictures and bits and pieces of like.
I told you, man,
clips
she
here
has a
and
type.
there.
She likes those grizzled looking guys.
She
Look,
does.
I will admit, this guy, not someone I would go out of, like, I wouldn't have picked him. He's a bit too bulky for my taste.
Yeah.
And I feel like he'd be very tall and just, like, he'd be towering over me. So
Well-
it'd be very, very intimidating.
Don't let the armor fool you. He's actually kind of just like more like kind of cut and defined.
I don't think
the
he's
armor
that
the armor
tall
bulks
and
him up a
big,
little
yeah.
bit more. Yeah, the armor bulks him
Yeah.
up more. He's not really like Diesel like that. It's just that the armor
No.
makes him look that way that he has on, especially in the pictures that we're looking at. But he's more the kind of just like cut and defined. He's not really like a bulky dude like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and the
like,
fact
he
that he's
runs
always
into
got
people a lot bigger than
he's-
him.
I was gonna say he doesn't really smile much. So
Oh yeah, that he does not do.
yeah.
It's very rare. It's very rare when you see
that's-
Geralt smile.
That's the thing about him because he is serious in The Witcher, especially 3. Like it's a very heavy story. It's quite refreshing and rare when like comedic things happen to him. And like he actually does have a wicked sense of
He
dry
does.
humor.
He does.
And it's actually very witty and funny, but it's so rare. And that's my one critique of the show is that it's in there, but it's like so it's not enough, especially in the show. Like it's almost like 98% like super serious Geralt and like 2%. Whereas in the game, like I don't know, maybe I just got lucky with the side quests I got. I got a lot more of like that wicked sharp tongue from him. He's very funny. It's actually quite surprising. It throws you off because
He
he's
does
usually
smile a
very
little
serious.
bit, Koala. So when he does, you'll probably like
Yeah,
him to smile.
it's-
You just gotta give him a reason to. But you gotta remember,
Okay,
the world
yeah.
of Witcher is very dark.
All right.
He's always killing monsters.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of,
mean,
for anybody
I
who has not
suppose-
played The Witcher, go out
Yeah,
there
I was
and play.
gonna say,
Complete
if
edition is super cheap.
given the life that he leads, then yeah, it kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah, doesn't give him a lot to smile about.
It's a very heavy storyline and the side quests. Like, yeah, if you haven't played The Witcher, like Ron said, check it out because a lot of the side quests, a lot of them involve like really morally gray areas and decision making. It's very hard,
Okay.
and it's heavy stuff. It's like I really don't know what to do. Like this is tough.
Yeah,
So
that was the first game
it's
I
hard to
think
find stuff.
like even the side quest. It felt like he was actually doing something that meant something, which is
Yeah.
and Witcher kind of came around and kind of changed that and made other games start like, okay, I guess we need to start making side quests actually mean something now. So that was the thing that was great about the game. And then even the expansions were fantastic. So it's just Witcher is just God, it's just such a great game. So complete edition, super cheap. It goes on sale all the time. If you haven't played it, you need to, especially if you're into RPGs.
Interesting.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. I'm gonna stay in the world of The Witcher because the next person. Oh yes, and I'm kind of curious. I think I know the answer. I think I know who you would pick. Oh no, I remember who you did pick. My answer is from The Witcher 3. It is not Geralt. It is a waifu, and she was my choice. She was my choice when I played, and I stuck with her. I didn't get off track because in The Witcher.
That sounds like you're throwing shade at me.
I'm just saying, listen, it's not shade. It's
I'm sorry.
Like you said, like Ron said.
I tried for both of them. I tried for both. I'm sorry.
That's right. Like Ron said, Geralt walks into a room. They're coming after him. The ladies do. They do come after him. Like it's very tempting because a lot of the women in the Witcher world, they're very, very attractive, personality as well. So it's very easy to fall for temptation. It is. But I stuck the course because I was like, nope, I don't want to get burned. And I thought long and hard, and my pick, waifu from Witcher, is Triss. And here's my reason for it.
All
right? Because obviously, the fans of The Witcher, you're obviously very familiar with Triss and Yennefer. They are both very beautiful women, both easy on the eyes, both badasses, very confident. In my opinion, though, just from the relationship that you develop with Triss and the relationships that you develop with Yennefer and the way the interactions are, in my opinion, Triss she's a bit softer in terms of personality and very kind-hearted. Not to say that Yennefer doesn't have a good heart. She does. You know what? Here's a very good analogy. Triss is the type of girl that's not only beautiful, but that your parents and your friends, especially your parents, they'll be like, please marry her. Please marry her. Yennefer is the type of girl that your boys will be like, be with that chick. Yep. And your mom's going to be like, no, do not date her. Do not bring her home.
He's actually nailed it. He's dead on. He's dead on.
It's true. Because
here's the funny thing that shows me and Matt how we complete the circle. Yennefer would have been my pick if I didn't go for both of them.
And it's not, I don't blame Ron. I don't blame. Yennefer's very attractive, and even her personality, like you can see it in the game, like the arguments that Geralt and Yennefer would get into, like they're so heated. At the same time, it's like, but it's so attractive. These arguments, and it just sparks a fire in you. It's like, how can you not be attracted from all the trouble and grief that Yennefer is causing you? Like you can be attracted. You will. You just kind of want to plow through it.
She's super feisty, man. I love my women like that.
She's incredibly feisty. Whereas Yennefer, she wants what's best for you. She, wants what's best for the world, and very kind. She's there for you. She's got your back. So that is my perfect analogy. Triss is the one that your mom like, yes, marry her. I like her. And Yennefer's the one that mom says, no, what are you doing? She's gonna break your heart.
She's gonna
Stomp
break your
all
heart.
over.
Yep.
What are you doing?
That was a perfect analogy. That was great. And for the koala community, you might not know the backstory that Matt was throwing shade at me for. So while I was playing The Witcher 3, I did romance both Triss and Yennefer. Well, it got toward the end of the game, and I thought that I was going to be able to entertain both ladies at the same time. They set me up for the okie doke. They made it seem like it was going to be a three-way dance. And instead, I end up getting handcuffed to a bedpost, and they troll me, and they leave me there. So, yeah, I kind of learned a lesson. It's not all bad. But you have to forgive me. I'm used to playing BioWare games. They let you sit there and pretty much romance whoever you want. Most of the time, you could finally settle down with somebody at the very end. I guess CD Projekt Red was like, this isn't this kind of game. We're going to teach you a lesson.
To be fair for Ron and anybody who tries to romance both, though, the game makes it like hard not to, because they keep putting you in these situations like where you have dialogue with both of them, and there's a flirtatious option. It's like, well, I want to see where this goes. Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yennefer makes it especially hard because she's like, oh, do you see the unicorn and do you remember all the good times? It's like, oh
my gosh, she does say that. You're right.
How could I turn this down?
This is why you don't romance two ladies at the same time.
Koala, look, after Witcher 3, after that incident, I became a one-woman guy. I was just like, that did it. Yeah, that did it. So in my RPGs, I do not allow to be set up again. I will sit there and like, okay, let me read the room. Let me see. Is she flirting? Do I have to? Is she going to be one of those kind of girls where I can still keep mine? Main one? I was like, ah. So unless you actually purposely make it known that you're a side piece and you're cool with me having a main chick, can't mess with you. Can't mess with you. I gotta stay the course. CD Projekt Red, thank you very much.
Yes, well done. Well done.
Good pick.
Good writing.
All right, Koala. So who's next up on your list?
Alrighty. Well, I'm sticking with anime for the rest of my picks. And
Okay.
the next pick I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you've ever watched an anime by the name of Kuroko's Basketball.
I've seen trailers for it, but I have not watched that one.
Okay. So, my next pick this is essentially a high school basketball team. They're trying to be pros. They go, and this is in Japan, and they're playing at high level, like a very high level of basketball. And I like my sports anime. And I did not think that this particular anime, especially basketball, was going to catch my eye. And I absolutely loved watching through Kuroko's Basketball. It was such a great time. They had really good humor in it. And, there's a lot of pumped up energy going on in this show, just all the way through. And then we're getting like bits and pieces of, character lore. Characters get their own little story arcs. They grow throughout the show as well. My pick from Kuroko's Basketball is for he is a great player, but he's also such a teddy bear.
Okay. All right. Look, somebody with the softer side, Matt. Can you believe this?
I know.
This is going against her type. Wow.
I am going to say that Teppei Kiyoshi is my next husbando pick from Kuroko's Basketball.
He's a handsome fellow, though.
Okay.
He's a good-looking guy. He's a very good basketball player.
He seems like he would be a bad boy, though, the way he looks.
You would think. Mm-hmm. But he's such a big brother. That's the kind of vibe he gives off. He's a bit of a kind of like a leader. He's not the captain of the team, but he is one of the seniors out of the group. And he's just got this really big brother vibe going on. He's there to protect his team. He's always helping them out and, giving them the passes they need and all that sort of stuff. And he is such a great character. But he's also, there's a sad sort of story plot with him as well, that he ended up, I think, injuring his knee at one point, and eventually he would need to not play basketball for a while if he forced it too much. And he had to go into hospital to get surgery done. And so his mental state just dropped in the show because he wasn't able to be there to help his teammates because of his injury. And when he was out on the courts, and his injury was playing up, there were times where he wanted to push through it, and then the moments that he did try to do that, that was it. He was done. And it made me feel so upset for him. I was like, no, Teppei. But he's such an emotional guy too, and I love that. So yeah, Teppei Kiyoshi, such a cuddly dude. He's so sweet.
So I have a question. Where would you put this up against Haikyuu? Because I also love the sports animes a lot. Yeah. And I absolutely love Haikyuu. Yeah. So where would you put this up against that?
Okay, so to give you an idea of my watching habits, I was watching Haikyuu and I finished season 2. Then so my Netflix then, suggested that I might like Kuroko's Basketball. So I'm like, all right, let me give it a go.
Okay.
I started watching it and then I couldn't stop.
Okay.
I
might have to see where I can watch this at then.
I binged through this show so hard and so fast.
Okay, because I love Haikyuu, and that's pretty much the way I feel about that. So I will have to give this a shot.
So yeah, the other thing I will say, Kuroko's Basketball is not really a new anime either. This is quite, like, I say old. It came out in the 2000s.
Okay.
So
it's not one of those that have
ago?
like 500 episodes, is it?
No.
Thank
It's
God.
not. It's not that long. No. I think it's about maybe two or three seasons.
Okay. Handle that. That's fine.
Plus a movie, if you wanted to go through it. But yeah, it's such a good watch. Like, I loved how it's kind of like watching Dragon Ball when it's this one battle, but in this particular it's one battle for like 10 episodes.
Okay.
This is sort of similar in the sense that it's like one basketball match over like 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay, I can deal with that because all right, Haikyuu's pretty much the same way. So
Yeah. It does get quite intense at times. Some of the characters you come across in this show, they are real intense, like intimidating intense because of their skill. It's really good. It is really good. And then you'll find out there's like a group of players that came from I think like a junior high school, and they were called the Generation of Miracles. So they're like the S tier of basketball players in high school. But then they ended up going to different senior high schools. So that meant that they all separated and joined different teams, obviously, in that sense. And then you see them kind of start playing against each other, and it's insanely intense. But it's so good. It is so good.
Well, I got another anime I got to add on to the list with the other 900. But you got me interested. Like I said, the trailers seemed like they were pretty good for it, but I never got around to it because, like you said, I could tell it was an older anime, but I don't really mind that because the older anime are usually like the really, really good ones. So
yeah, they are. No, definitely. So I would definitely recommend watching Kuroko's Basketball if you can. It's such a good watch. Especially if you love your sports anime. So yeah, this is definitely one to look out for.
All right. Yeah. Nice. Well, my next pick is going to be back on video games, and it's going to be Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Oh.
I have a thing for goth chicks, and Lulu fits that perfectly. Lulu is fine. She has the kind of figure I like. Her personality, all there. I see you making faces, Koala. I see you.
I got excuse for you, please. Share.
I see
I don't want to use my imagination.
I see why.
There she is. Yeah.
Wow.
Lulu's goth bae. Man.
She is.
She looks like a badass
too.
lady.
Yeah. She looks like you should mess around with her. I should pick your ass.
But here's the bad thing. So Lulu apparently has just like strange taste in men, because anybody who's played Final Fantasy X and has seen Waka is totally lame. There's nothing cool about Waka whatsoever. His dialogue is bad. He's just whatever. But for some odd reason, Lulu apparently finds this guy worth having a child with, worth settling down with.
What?
Why?
Wow.
Why? So that goes to show out in the world, if Waka can sit there and get somebody like Lulu, the door is just wide open for everybody. I mean, come on. But yes, Lulu, she was just, that's one of the bright spots of Final Fantasy X, right there. She's just great. And then she carries around the gothic Moogle with her. So come on, there you go. That's just a little.
Is she a player like in your party that you get to use, or is she like just supporting?
Yeah. She's actually, her magic is actually rather good. So she's not only gorgeous, but she is also useful to the party. So she's not just one of those you just sit there and just like tuck away and keep safe at the camp. She comes along and
that's what I was wondering.
She gets involved. Yeah, her magic is really good. So she is very useful to the party. But yeah, there she is in all her glory.
Wait, what? I'm looking at this picture and I'm how do I describe this to the audio listeners? She seems to be like shaming some character that's on the floor or something.
Yeah, that does look like that, doesn't it?
I'm not sure who it is. I've never played this game. That's what it looks like to me. No, she's not shaming her.
Yeah, she's not shaming her. It looks more in that because I played the game. It looks like she's more like protecting her. So she's kind of.
Oh, okay.
You stay there. You stay there while I got this.
I got
now,
this.
of course, the
okay.
pictures that Matt is currently seeing are the non-revealing top version. You know, she likes to wear the coat a little low sometimes.
You mean like this?
Oh,
Yep. Sometimes it does go low like that.
combat ready. Gotta be ready. Anytime.
Once again, you're going into combat. You have to distract sometimes in order to be successful with your battles.
Be flexible.
Look, I will say, her outfit does not look like something you would wear to battle.
How dare you?
Honestly, it looks so heavy and it would like drag you down. That's what
it helps channel her abilities.
Well,
That's
especially
all the
those,
belts,
Exactly.
all the belts that she has
yes.
on. Yeah, all the belts.
A lot of belts.
She's
like
got the
that'll
little
drag
bit of
her
skin
down.
showing to kind of keep it a little sexy. She's got that thigh showing a little bit there.
That's right. Good pick, Ron. Good pick.
Thank you, little brother.
I like it.
It is
right.
a very interesting character.
Since Ron kicked us off into Final Fantasy, my next pick will also be from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. It's going to be. That's right. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII remake, and you know it's a very contentious battle. You know, with because there's lots of attractive people in this game, and obviously, you know, top two obviously going to be Tifa Lockhart and Aerith, and I can see the sides for both. They're both very attractive women. They have different qualities and traits and different relationships with Cloud.
You know who to choose.
My heart has to go with. I know who to choose. My heart has to go with Tifa Lockhart. It always has been.
Let's go.
From
Already loaded
Team
it up.
Tifa. yeah. My M2. You guys know me. It's gonna be Tifa Lockhart.
Look at that
from
first
remake.
Picture. Look at that battle.
Continues into Rebirth. That's
there
right.
You go, Koala. Look at that. Ready for battle.
She's obviously ready for battle.
That skirt can't get any shorter.
Hey, she's got to do them kicks, all right? She needs to be able to kick
it's
high,
fine.
all right?
It's fine. Yeah,
That's right.
Distract the soldiers.
That's
it's
right.
fine.
Always with the
Obviously,
distracting.
you know, hey, it works. It works.
It does.
She's a badass in the battlefield.
You have to be efficient if you're going to kill people.
You gotta use your strengths and your assets.
That's right. That's right. Strength and assets. Good way. Good way to put it.
Thank you. But you know, very easy on the eyes. Wonderful personality. Just very, very kind-hearted, and like you know, I've mentioned, very similar to all the other waifus I've listed. Total badass. Like she holds her own in the battlefield. Like hits like a tank. Like she is my main. Like if I'm allowed to have somebody as a main, it is always Tifa. It's not Cloud, anybody else. I like to be in control with Tifa, just to do that staggering, the dodging, just setting them up. Absolutely love playing as her because she's such a badass with her Fist of Fury and her martial arts. And just, you know, now that I've played Remake and Rebirth, and like, you know, I can see the argument for people being on Team Aerith. Like, she's obviously very attractive, and yes, she definitely has a much more quicker tongue and like a sense of humor when she is interacting with Cloud. Like, you know, she kind of teases him. She's very witty and things like that, whereas Tifa doesn't really do those kind of things. But I'm going with Tifa Lockhart just because while Aerith has those qualities, Tifa's just very loyal. Like, when you see what Cloud goes through, she is there for him. And quite frankly, he doesn't deserve her, right?
You're right. Yes.
He does not.
Talk
does
about
not.
It,
Please, like Cloud, yes, Cloud is a typical bad boy that's a pretty boy that the girls all swoon to, even though he treats them like
treats it like trash.
All right?
Yeah.
He does. Talk. Absolutely. It is disgusting. And what he puts Tifa through is just like, oh, you don't deserve her. But she's loyal. She sticks with him, obviously, because, you know, they've been childhood friends. She takes care of him, especially when he's going through a very tough time. She is the definition of a ride or die chick. And
Cloud,
because of that.
Cloud goes through a lot. She has to deal with the mood swings, the personality changes.
Yes. Literally, personality changes 100%.
He does not make it easy for her whatsoever. So you put it perfectly, man. She is ride or die for real.
100%. And there's nothing more attractive with that confidence, that strength, and that loyalty. It's just for me, it's Team Tifa all the way.
That's
I
right.
can see why people like Aerith, but it's got to be her. Like she
And she
puts up
knows,
with
and she
so
knows the
much.
outfit to wear. She knows the outfit to wear too. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially when they're on the beach. She knows what outfit to wear.
Oh my
And-
boy, my
and-
boy.
Let's not go too far now.
Right. Hey!
He kept it
Cloud
respectful.
has a beach
He kept
outfit.
it respectful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cloud has
I
a beach
don't-
outfit. Aerith has a
I
beach
will.
outfit.
I'm gonna say this honestly. I don't really care too much about Cloud. Like he doesn't look like the
That's
type
what I'm
of
talking
guy.
about, Qual. He's not your
Good.
type.
No, he's not
a-
really
he's
my
a jerk.
type.
He's a jerk.
He's a jerk.
And he's not a nice guy. Yeah.
No.
You don't need that. You don't need that in
100%.
your life.
No. But gotta keep it on the train of Final Fantasy. That's my next
Yeah.
pick.
Good,
Tifa
good pick,
Lockhart.
man. Good pick. Tifa's great. Great pick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Well, I'm going to give you my next pick, and this guy is another bad guy, like another bad boy style of
Lelouch. Lelouch from
character.
Code Geass.
Who?
What? We'll have to talk about that later. How dare you? Code Geass is one of the goats. How dare you?
I've never
Let's see
heard of him,
who's
so I
gonna
have no
be.
idea. So I'm going to go to one of my other favorite animes that I love so much. And it's...
Oh, it's supposed to be the Food Wars.
No.
No?
Oh, it's
No,
not?
Food Wars.
Oh.
No.
What?
Nope.
I'm very surprised.
It's from my favorite anime, Fairy Tail.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with Fairy Tail like that. I know enough of it.
Yes. And my favorite character, which is very interesting for me specifically, because I didn't
this
think
is gonna
that
be
I
good.
would go for this particular character. His name is Gargiel Red Fox. And he is
Oh,
a certified badass.
okay.
Okay, well, I wasn't expecting this.
Yes.
I'll
This
keep
looks a tad
listening.
bit dark for you.
Yeah. Fulia showed us a picture and not what I was expecting, but please
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
Tell us about
He
the
does
personality.
look, he looks very metal hardcore, which kind of
In
works.
that fourth picture, he looked like he's ready to rip somebody's throat out.
He has no eyebrows. He has no eyebrows. That's the first thing I noticed. The man has no
No,
eyebrows.
no, he has metal studs. So so Fairy Tail is a world of wizards,
okay.
and magic wielding, characters, and so Gargiel wields the so he is known as a dragon slayer, so he's slayed a dragon and he's got the power of a dragon, and the power that he has is he uses metal. That's his power. So he can use metal in different like shapes and forms as his battle weapon. And he's got, so for those of you who aren't looking on your Googles, he has studs along his, like, where the eyebrows would be. He's got studs down his arm as well. And
He's just gone full punk rock. He just
yeah,
embraced it.
very, very punk rock. The other thing that I love about him, he's got a quirky side to him. And he actually
Are you sure?
really-
Because the pictures
Yes,
are showing us. This is like he has a quirky side. The only side it looks like he has is "I'm going to kill you."
So if
Angry,
you were
yeah.
to see, if you were to look up Gargiel like guitar, he loves to play the guitar, and
What
he
the world?
really puts on a show.
Plays
Him in a
guitar
tux. I
without a
was not
shirt.
expecting this.
Yeah, exactly. So in his guild, at the Fairy Tale Guild, they have this like stage kind of thing set up, and people can go up there. Most of the time, it's for like when they're doing like community announcements and like meetings and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes they put on shows, and Gargiel likes to jump on stage and play his guitar and sing, and so He's got a bit of a warm heart when it comes to music. He likes to rock out a little bit,
Okay.
which I really, I really enjoy that side of him sometimes. But sometimes, like his singing voice isn't the greatest. but I still
Well,
I
damn.
still love him for it. For trying.
Does it make it more charming because he doesn't sing well?
Well, it does it shows you that he's not always such a badass kind of a punk rocker looking
Okay, he's human.
guy.
He's not perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It shows you his human side and it's really fun. But yeah, no, Gajil is really awesome. I absolutely love he's got a very steely look, no pun intended.
Like I said, you surprised me in that. When you showed that, I was not expecting that whatsoever.
That is not the type that I was expecting at all.
Yeah.
No.
Does
He
nothing like the
doesn't-
koala type.
Yeah, he doesn't really
No.
get along with a lot of people. Even within his guild, he has a hard time. But he does end up falling in love with one of them, with one of the
Really?
girls.
Okay.
And you know, it's very sweet, and he has a hard time it's Levy. So the other character, he's fallen in love with Levy, but neither of them
I
can
was not expecting her to look like this. This is
Yeah.
throwing me off here.
Yeah,
This as well.
Talk
Yes,
about
yes.
vice versa.
right?
This is a trap.
Opposites.
Yep.
Yeah, opposites
Big
do attract.
opposites.
Two indeed.
Yes. And I will say there has been many a fan fiction of these two together.
Well, of course.
And-
Why am I not surprised? Anime fans would never do that.
But also, it is canon that these two do actually get together at some point. So it's really sweet the way that these two, you know, end up flirting with each other and just, you know, trying to go out on dates, but it never works. Gajil doesn't want to show his vulnerable side, so he's always trying to be a man. And
You gotta stay alpha all day, every day.
but Levy always softens him out, and it's really sweet.
Okay, all right. Sometimes that's all it takes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Not
yeah.
expected that.
I was
Unexpected
going to
pick.
say, if anyone's interested in watching Fairy Tail, I will say it is close to about 300 episodes.
That's the only reason why I haven't jumped into it. You talking about it is what made me want to watch it, but then I saw how many episodes and I was like, well, I had to put that on the back burner and try to watch that when I'm retired.
Look, I will
lot of
say
episodes.
it's no One Piece. It is no One Piece.
Thank goodness.
It's a lot shorter than that. But it is a little bit of an investment to actually watch through this series.
Man. Oh,
but
man.
it's so good. It is such a great show. I absolutely love Fairy Tail. The characters you come across, the different guilds, the different magic abilities these characters have. It is such a great time. The intense stories that you have to sort of like get through. It's just, it really hooked me in, like really hard. It's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Like I said, it surprised me. That is not a koala type guy.
It's not.
Yeah, no, not really.
All right. Well, my last pick is going to be Emma Milstein from the Trail of Cold Steel series. There was no way I was not going to finish the list and not put a Falcom waifu on it. Emma starts off in the very first Cold Steel series. She is very sweet. She's learning her magic abilities and kind of just, learning about who she is. But as she goes through the Cold Steel series, she starts to become more confident. By the time you get to Reverie, she is just a complete badass. But all the combat usefulness aside, Emma is fine. And she glows up from that very first Cold Steel game up until she is just gorgeous. And she's
She
thick
is.
with 2 C's. So, yeah, she is just amazing. She is just amazing. And she's got a sense of humor, but she can be sassy and feisty. She is just, she is up there as top. And Falcom has, anybody who plays Falcom games know how to get down. There are waifus all over the place in the Cold Steel series. It's hard to rank them. If you gave me a top 10 list and I had to sit here and do the Falcom top 10, it would probably change all the time because they just have so many waifus to choose from. But Emma, with or without the glasses, she's super fine. She is bae all day.
She's
I
very
was gonna
attractive.
say, She looks very cute with the glasses.
Yeah, yeah. With or without, she is gorgeous.
Yeah, even without the glasses, still works.
Yeah,
Can you romance her in the game? Oh,
you can. You can
please.
romance her in the game.
Excellent.
Yes, and like I said, combat wise, man, you equip her with the right stuff. She is a complete monster. Her magic abilities will wipe something out just by herself. You don't even have to have the rest of the party.
I like it.
Emma does not play. She is gorgeous and she is dangerous.
Hey, we love a strong woman.
Yeah. I mean,
do.
like I said, man, Falcon doesn't really make weak female characters. Every female character is pretty much a badass in that game.
I like it.
Good pick.
All right.
Very good pick. Making me tempted to. It's probably not going to be for a very long time, but making me slightly interested in the series.
Dude, it's gonna
Slightly
be
interested.
It'll be an investment to get through the Trail series.
Yeah, Matt. I mean, as much as I would love for you to start but with everything else
It's
that you
really-
got going on, it's not a good idea.
You really got to play them all, eh? Like, you can't just hop
You
into
don't
one.
have. So the good thing is that with Trails of Daybreak, they kind of sit there and started where, okay, this is a new arc. If you are like our typical Falcon fans that have played the other games, we have stuff in there that is for you, but you're able to start with Daybreak. Cold Steel is a good point for everybody who didn't play the Sky series. That's where I jumped in at. I played the very first
Okay.
Cold Steel. And then from there, I became such a fan. That's when I started getting into Sky and everything else. So they have jump-in points. And then, of course, with the Sky remake coming out, they're trying to get people to kind of bring in the new fans who never played those games. So Falcom is trying to fix it. But, yeah, it's an investment, though, if you want to get the whole one full experience that you love so much.
That is what keeps me from jumping in. It's like, because I am the type that it's like, I don't want to play one. Like, I really don't. Like, and that's usually I am with like new franchises. It's like, I don't want to just play one of them. Like, I want to see the whole thing that everybody likes, and there's so many. That's the only
It's
thing
understandable,
that makes me
man.
reluctant.
It's understandable.
Right?
I think Falcom knew that too. I mean, the president did a million interviews where he had said that he knows it's hard for people to jump in back with the Sky, especially with the access to Sky being pretty much just stuck on like the PSP and PC. So they're trying to fix that. They're trying to like, okay, here's the jump on point for the original, Sky series, and then you can kind of just go back to Cold Steel and all the other stuff. But it's an investment. If you want the whole full experience, you're gonna be in for quite a few games. It's worth it though.
Feel like I'm
it's
missing
worth it. As far as it goes, as far as like a full story roadmap, you won't find a company that has nailed like keeping a story going that long against that many games. How they did it and how they kept track of so much stuff, I do not know. All I can picture is like the scene that everybody uses for that GIF where the guy has a big giant like map and he just has pins and he's pointing.
Like, here.
Yeah. I'm assuming that in Falcom, they probably have a room that just has a huge giant map on it and nothing but pins and Post-it notes and all kinds of stuff all over the place. Props to them though. That story is great. I love the way it just wraps into everything, but how they do it, I do not know. But Falcom, that's the crew. I love those guys.
That is high praise. That is high praise. My next, and I think it's my final pick. But this is very hard, by the way, because I had a few other people in mind, but I was like, who? I'm really sticking to top five. Like, who really, really stood out, and not just from the experience, but personality-wise too. Because I had somebody else in mind, but I was like, well, was it their personality, or was it because just the game set it up to be such a fun way? And so I didn't pick that person. I'm gonna go with my final pick is gonna be from Persona 5 Royal. There are so many waifus in this game. Like, you cannot go and truthfully, because as Joker, you have options. You can romance almost all of them. You can romance more than one, and you can see what happens. And almost every female character that pops into Persona 5, I'd be lucky to be in a romantic relationship with any of them, truly. But if I had to pick one, which was very hard to do in that game, and like I said, there are a lot of options, but I did end up picking Makoto. And it was very hard. It was very hard to pick Makoto because, like I said, there's lots of other supporting female characters that definitely caught my eye in that game. If you haven't played Persona 5 Royal, it's a very large. Yeah, there it is, Team Makoto, baby. It's a very long JRPG with a fantastic story, but just oozing with style. But at the same time, it's a very, very heavy uh, social game. Like
is.
it does a fantastic job at encouraging, not just encouraging you to explore the social aspects, because when you spend more time with your friends, it helps you in battle because it levels up and it gives you access to more combat systems and moves. So it encourages you in that sense. But it's some of the best dialogue. It's just fun to hang out with your friends and just to get into comedic situations. And quite frankly, it's fun to romance. It's fun. It's very fun to flirt in this game. It is a lot of fun to do that. And the first time you meet Makoto in the game, she comes off a bit abrasive
Oh,
and
she
like a rule
is.
follower. Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
like
I love
annoying
it.
where it's like
I
just
love it.
in the beginning, it's like, yo, chill out, just mind your own business. Like, stop telling me. Like, it's kind of a bit much. Um, and then as you get to know her, you spend more time with her, you kind of see why she likes to follow rules. It kind of feeds into her very strong sense of justice, and that's like her most admirable quality of her. Like she has such a strong sense of morality and what's right or wrong, and she'll go to the ends of the earth to make sure that what's right is served, what that there is justice served. And I'm not talking about like vengeance. It's about like make sure that you're saving people for the right reasons and helping people for the right reason. And it's such an admirable quality. So to kind of go from this annoying, abrasive personality to kind of be like, I really look up to Makoto. I really admire her for doing this. And then when she's in battle, she holds her own, and there's a soft side to her because when you actually do romance her and flirt with her, she comes off a bit shy and she doesn't really. I mean, she obviously reciprocates, but I was expecting her to almost like take charge of the
Hmm.
romantic situations, but she actually doesn't. Like she actually kind of falls back and she comes shy, she starts blushing. It's very cute. It's very sweet. Um, so she is my final pick. Definitely an incredible waifu. But hey, if you picked anybody else to romance in Persona 5, you didn't go wrong.
Yeah,
All right,
there's a
because
there's a lot to choose from. Just like you said, quality. You got Futaba, you got the
oh,
teacher,
Futaba.
you got Anne, and even though you don't like her because you say she's mean, I love her. Hifumi, the shogi queen. She is
Yeah,
Hifumi is Bay.
she's a
But like you
looker.
said, you
And
can't really
yes,
go wrong. You can't really go wrong,
you
man.
can't go wrong.
There was some hard choices in that game, that's for sure. Makoto was close. If I hadn't met Hifumi, I probably would have gone with her. But Futaba's great too, though. Futaba is fantastic. So God, there's so many great choices in that.
She's very sweet. Ron's pick, like, yeah, Ron and I were DMing each other like crazy when I was playing this game. And when he told me who he romanced, and I was like, I can see why, but I'm like, yo, this chick is so mean to you. It is ridiculous. Because she's like, what's the game called? Ron? It's Japanese chess or something. What's it called?
Shogi.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah, like when you play shogi, like she's like a pro, so she wrecks you and like she makes you feel like an idiot. And I'm just like, yo, just be nice to me. My God, please stop making me feel so
Matt,
dumb.
you know how I like them. I love my women feisty, abrasive.
He likes
it
the
does
bullies.
something for me. It does something for me. And Hifumi was fitting that, and she was just fuss at me. I do suck as a shogi player. Yeah.
No, I can see why. I can see why. And just
Oh my
everybody,
goodness.
everybody in that game is a fantastic person to romance. But yeah, I love the fact that Persona 5 has this overarching, story arc, JRPG stuff, but it's a fantastic romance game. Like, and it's a
Persona 5
fantastic
is
dating game.
fantastic, man.
It really is. And just like,
Koala,
yeah,
do
the
me a
fact
favor.
that they,
Bring Hifumi Togo up on Google, please.
Hifomi? How do you
yes,
spell
but
that?
you need to
It's
see.
H
You need to see.
Hifumi.
H-I-F...
And then do Persona. And
Is it Hifumia?
Hifumi. No, it's just Hifumi.
Hifumi.
Yeah.
I just think it's just
Hifumi.
Fufumi. And just do Persona and she'll pop up. Yeah, Futaba was definitely, Futaba made me very, very tempted many times
Futaba was close for me. Yeah, there she
Futaba was
is.
very close to her. That's her. She makes you feel like an idiot. I'll tell you that.
She's gorgeous.
You're playing Shogi.
And you can tell. Look at her. She's just full of sass.
I was gonna say
She's full of sass.
she does look like the type that she'd be very smart and she'd use it against you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, she's very quick.
But Futaba,
and,
you're
yeah,
right. Futaba was very close, man. Like I said, it was between her, Makoto, and Hifumi for sure. And I did like the teacher as well, but it was just Like I said, man, Fuji
Felt
was
wrong.
just,
It felt wrong with that teacher. Like that.
you know what? I guess because I had already played Trolls of Cold Steel and I had a thing for Sarah Valstein. She was the teacher in Cold Steel, and I was just like, I wish I could romance her. You couldn't romance her in the first game. You could flirt with her, and you kind of saw that you were like, okay, in the sequel, more than likely we'll be able to romance, and you could in the sequel, but she wasn't your teacher really anymore at that point. So, Falcom tried to keep it respectful. They're like, oh, well, we're not gonna let her date the teacher, but Persona was like, who cares? Let him go ahead and romance the teacher. It's fine.
Oh my god! You could romance the teacher. You could romance a doctor. Like it's like
I forgot about the doctor chick. Yeah, I sure did.
Like Joker's in high school. Like please, but they're like
Joker's the man.
Go.
Joker's the man.
He's like the man.
He's the Japanese RPG version of Geralt.
Yeah, you just everybody's. I'm like okay, fine. But, no, I love Persona. I really need to play Persona 3 Reload this year. Like I gotta jump in that game because I love the series. I want to see who I get to romance in that game and just get a good story, just oozing with style. But yeah, this is hard to pick. Just my final one, but I remember the experience I had with Makoto. Loved it. Definitely had to highlight it
man.
for
Great
sure.
choice.
For sure.
All right. That's an
cool.
interesting choice. Okay, so my final choice, and this is going to throw both of you off.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I am sticking with Fairy Tail because it's my absolute favorite anime, like I've said.
You already threw us off with the last pick. I don't know if you could fool us twice.
I am going with a waifu this time.
Okay.
And this lady, I would probably turn for her.
Oh, man, this should be good.
High praise.
You got me sitting up high in my chair. I'm waiting for this.
High praise for this lady. She's a badass. Okay. She's got a very cool ability. Her name is Urza Scarlet, and she is an amazing character.
Not what I was expecting.
Very strong.
Especially in that armor. Woo-wee.
Her ability
very flexible armor.
Is to her ability is to actually summon different armors.
Okay.
So she can cycle through so much in terms of different types of armor, and it's awesome. So it's just like I said, she's a very strong character. She's definitely a leader.
That fourth pick, I need you to click on that one. Oh yeah.
What a badass.
Hello.
That's fierce.
She is
I might have to sit and start watching this after all.
Urza Scarlet, whenever they go out on like missions, and if she's in the team, she is immediately the captain of that team because she is.
I can believe it. She has that look, man. Where it's like she looks like she's
very
serious,
confident,
almost like Tifa. Almost
charge.
Very confident, takes charge, and is just very, very strong within her personality, in her fighting style, and she's such an awesome character. I absolutely love
that third picture.
Which one?
Down one. Yeah.
This one. Mm-hmm. Yes. She is also
and she's thick with 3 C's.
Yes, I was gonna say she is a thick lady.
She is thick.
That's all right.
Yes.
Yep, I'm a fan.
Absolutely. I would
Savvy
say
approved. That is a bear paw approved.
Probably the best female character in the show.
I can believe it.
Just all I'm going to say. She does also have a vulnerable side though, and you don't get to see it very often. Because a lot of these characters, when they come to the guilds, they actually come from like very different backgrounds. Urza she was an orphan when she first came into the guild, but before that she was like used in child labor with like in these mines and stuff. And so she's come from a very dark background. But she did have like a group of friends back then that when you get to meet Urza as an adult, she talks about them in a very fond way. But if you cross her, you don't want to be on her bad side.
But you know what? There's something that's kind of extra sexy about those kind of characters, though, that they have the very serious side and they take charge, but then they have that moment where they are vulnerable. Those kind of female characters, man, usually are pretty great.
Yeah.
It's something about those particular characters that always kind of push them up the chart for me, where they got that particular vulnerable side. They don't show it a lot,
No.
but when it's there, I like that.
You will, Ron, you will 100% fall in love with Urza if you watch Fairy Tail.
I believe it. This just from the looks alone, and then when you sit there and said that she would make you turn, that's why I was like, okay, now this is something I need to definitely pay attention to.
Yep. Yeah.
S tier. Yep.
Yeah,
100%. The
you didn't let me
best
down.
lady.
You didn't let me down with that.
Of Fairy Tail.
Very nice pick.
Some of the armor that she also summons, like a lot of them are really, really cool. I think the one where she's just wearing like a bandage crop top with like these really red with fire sort of pants, and she's got 2 swords. That one is my absolute favorite because she's not really protecting, like she's not wearing protective armor at all. So she is that confident in herself that she is able to fight like that.
Yeah, see, she's like Judith.
She's very
Sometimes you
strong.
don't have to worry about getting hit because you know you're not going to.
That's right. So
Very,
fast.
very strong character. I absolutely love her for that. And 100% would turn for her. Easy.
Yeah. But like I said, you didn't let me down.
I'm glad.
Good for you. Good pick.
I'm all for this. Yeah.
Yep. Urza Scarlet, people. Go check her out.
Please do.
Yes, please do.
Savvy approved. Savvy approved.
Yeah, you're missing out if you don't check her out.
Yeah, no, 100%. But that's our favorite, like at least 5 of our favorite waifus and anime. Waifus
We could
and
have
husbandos
talked for 8 hours.
I know, we could have gone on for a long
We could have
time.
talked for
It was
8
hard to
hours
make this
if
list.
we really wanted to do a list. Yeah, good lord,
That's
it's
right.
just so
It was
many.
hard.
Yeah, no, I knew that if I hadn't have given it a limit that we could have just kept on
Yeah.
going.
No, you
longer.
had to.
yeah.
You did the right
I
thing.
could-
I was like, no, hold on. Let me just
Easily.
give them at least 5 to choose from.
yeah, that was difficult. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about the 5 that I never really mentioned too much. Because, but it was difficult.
Yeah.
Like Matt said, good lord.
But also, you know, surprising each other with some of these picks as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Some of the Matts I knew was coming, but he surprised me with a few. Carlos, I was not expecting whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, so he caught me off guard with that.
He's got that swag. Carlos has it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I told you that line he gave. That was a smooth line.
Yep.
I don't know how smooth that would have gone over with me, but hey. It's fine.
Oh,
you would have been too busy hating on the hair. If he had a different hairstyle, that probably would have got you.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
That's probably what it is.
It's there. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But Matt, Ron, thank you both so much for joining me on the very first Thoughts with Friends episode of the Benny
Yeah,
Thoughts
no,
I Have.
I'm grateful for getting invited. Him too. Let's go. I loved it.
Absolutely
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
it.
And
Yeah.
before we wrap up, Ron, can you please let us know where we can find you?
Yeah, Savoy Prime on all the things, especially Blue Sky. If you play video games, the PlayStation, the Steam, the Xbox. I'm on Backlogged. And you can also sit there and catch me on Carpool and doing the PlayStation Drive every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Awesome. And Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me as Nagachaka on Blue Sky, and surprise or not a surprise, you will also find me on Carpool Gaming, the PlayStation Drive, alongside Ron. And of course, Fulia.
Yeah. And of course, you can find me, obviously, with these two having the shenanigans on the PlayStation Drive at Carpool Gaming. But that is pretty much it. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy the Many Thoughts I Have podcast, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a five-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. Remember that you can also comment on each episode over on Spotify. And to keep up with me, you can follow me on the socials at FulishFuji on Blue Sky and Instagram. If you'd like to check out my video content and more, you can head over to my website, FulishFuji.com, All the links will be in the show notes. That's it from me. Remember to look after yourself and your mental health. And happy thinking, friends.